So let's this is a breakdown trade on Euro USD. If you look for a start here, you will notice that there was something here that looks like a CRT. Let me just remove this analysis. It's something we did yesterday concerning weekly analysis. So let me just remove this. Now, if you look here, you will notice that something here looks like a CRT. I believe a lot of people were expecting the low of this candle taken out, which was like the CRT low. But then at the end of the day, it wasn't so because of something, which the reason I bought here, because actually from the start, I did not want to buy price around this area. I did not actually want to do that. All right, but then I noticed this CRT here. There is this CRT that happened, this one, okay? This is what made me start looking to buy Euro USD. And then there was SMT as well. Let's look at the SMT together. Let me put Euro USD here.
SMT with DX1 and GBP US.
There was SMT with Euro USD, right? GBP USD, sorry.
Yes, sir. USD.
Was there another SMT again with DXY? Was there SMT with DXY?
Just slightly. So the SMT with DXY was just very minimal.
Okay, I think I sent this to the Discord.
Yes, sir.
This was the SMT that we had here. From here, you can see that this guy was creating a higher high, and Euro USD was creating a lower low. So this was the SMT that I had, and the confirmation entry for the SMT. I think the time I sent the setup was still here, was still around this point. So that was already a confirmation for this SMT. But now, one thing is that at the moment, if you look closely, you will notice that the time that this guy was coming back to retest this area, GBP USD had already gone. GBP USD had already gone. GBP USD did not even have these 3 bearish candles again. It wasn't waiting. So when I came, I saw this. I felt a little bit bad because if I would have seen this one, I would have taken it instead of Euro USD. That's why we're trading by Euro at the moment. But would have traded by GU. Why? Because GU here was the one showing us that it has more strength to move higher. Okay, and plus there is a CRT on the 4-hour on Euro USD. And also the same thing happened on GU. And you can see how GU candle closed. Look at how this candle closed. You can see now this is double punch theory here. Taking the high, taking the low, and then moving back up. You can see how this candle closed on GU. So this candle alone was also a big confirmation for GBP USD. So this pullback was already an entry. All right. Now, if we just look at the 4-hour candles on these time frames, you are still going to notice that there was still another SMT again, just around this area. All right. Now, let's look at it again. Now, look closely. You're going to notice this one. This is the new SMT here. Look at the low of this candle, which is this one, and the high of this one. You will notice that this candle took the low of this one, and then it still did not here. So this was another double confirmation again, or another SMT again on the 4-hour on GU. It will be much clearer on the 15-minute time frame. I think on the 15-minute, you will see it more clearer, like this is it. This guy came down, took out this low again. Let me just remove this. So we came down, took out this low again. All right. And then on GU did not. GU protected its low. GU protected its low. So that was now when it closed above this high, that was a confirmation. So price. So price came back, retested this inversion gap for a buy. That was another re-entry. And in fact, that was the best entry on Euro USD that did not waste time. My first target was this high, though this was the Asian high, but I knew that if price is taking this Asian high, it's going to be pulling right up to clear all these relative equal highs that were here. So, and this one was previous daily high, I think. Yeah. So if you were buying this move here, still based on the SMT confirmation, it would have still been a very good trade, targeting like that. I think 1:2 forward. Okay, but the first entry was this one. The moment price closed above this candle, confirming the SMT and also taking out the CRT low, that was already a more than one entry confirmation for us to target what? The CRT high. And the CRT high here was this one. This was our our high, CRT high. Let me just put it here, it was CRT high. So that was our CRT high for the first trade, all right? That's why my take profit was here. It was slightly around this area. So this one was the CRT high and the CRT low was down here. So when price took the CRT low, we had that more than one confirmation and SMT again. So in fact, this was an amazing trade. It's just that price delayed a lot, and because of price delayed a lot because of the SMT. If you notice that an asset is making a lower lower while the other one is making a higher high, this one shows that it's weak. So the fact that it's weak is going to be delaying us. So if we could have seen this one earlier on GU, would have been trading by GU. The thing is, the moment I came to the charts, I already noticed GU was already somewhere here. All right, because if you can see here, this was the entry, but you see GU was already right here. So it wasn't the best again to be looking for GU at this point. But now, this was a re-entry now on GU here. The moment to pull back, went up, came back here, and this low was protected while Euro USD was doing a stop hunt. A shift above that high was an entry, which means you could have taken your longs again from here, from the retest like that, probably with your stops below that low. I don't know, targeting this high. Okay, that would have been the target, this high. And we are finally there. You just have to understand what SMT is, how to confirm it, and then put it in proper context, which is your draw on liquidity coming from the higher time frame. All right. And then you choose the asset that is showing more strength. This one, I just knew that it was actually going to play out, but then it's just that it decided to play around for a while before hitting TP because of its strength. So that was just a simple breakdown on Euro USD. Let's look at even what was happening on the daily time frame. Now, why the reason also why I was buying was because on our weekly analysis, I said there's a possibility we're going to have this candle as a CRT. So when that SMT happened, I said, okay, this means that we are likely doing what? Maybe we're likely going to take out the candle's high before rejecting back lower, which means there's a possibility that we're going to be taking the CRT high first and then before coming back for the low. And that's exactly what I was expecting, to see price move above, to see price first of all take the high before coming back to take the low, something like that. I did not want to see this one because if we're taking this low, we'll likely be coming down to the weekly fair value gap, maybe even down to this one. I don't really want to miss the sell that is going to happen on this Euro USD. But still, remember, we need confirmations here, like I said, before we sell, because this might be a buy opportunity to continue higher. But we have tapped in a 3 months key level. So I really expect price to sell off. So we just have to be very watchful, pay close attention. I would love to see how price plays around here before the sales happen down to the weekly fair value gap. If you make a mistake, the crash might be so heavy, but still, we don't know. Maybe price wants to play around here and sell off during NFP as its NFP rate. I don't know, but we just have to watch price action. All right. So we'll see how today's candle will finally close, and tomorrow we'll see if we're gonna see some opportunities to sell off from there. So I don't know. That was just the main short trade breakdown on this guy today on Euro USD. It was based on SMT and CRT.